I'm hoping this is on and it's recording. It says I'm live and that it is recording. Okay. It's Sunday, July 31st, 2022. It's 2:40 p.m. I have been sitting here having coffee and a cigarette for listening to this music, and I started thinking about this memory, and let me start at the beginning. The date 8/23/2022 keeps coming up in my mind, but then it changes to 23. So 8/23/2023. There's also April 2023. I keep seeing these dates over and over for a while, as some of you know. And today it's been echoing in fractaled repetition. So I sat down with a cup of coffee and a cigarette, and I've just been listening to music and feeling the environment, the planet, the ether, the magnetic waves, the electro friggin' radiation stuff, these weird spectrums of light that my eyes can't pick up, but my inner eye can. This like weird static in the air. And since I have synesthesia, I've been feeling what I'm supposed to hear and so on and so forth. I can't even explain it to you because my wires are crossed. I don't know which one's which to properly explain it. So while I'm sitting here meditating, basically, my mind wandered to this view of the galactic, like a spinning galaxy, the galactic core, but from its center, I'm seeing it spin out, and then it's like meeting with another galaxy. And I'm sitting here visualizing all this while I'm feeling this planet, and then the earth looks like it's covered in rainbows to me. Just rainbows in the clouds, rainbows in the air, people breathing rainbows in, people breathing rainbows out. The earth rumbling in this what are those seismograph meters? But it's all in rainbow colors. And I'm seeing the threads. I'm seeing the threads come out of me, the threads come out of my furniture, the walls. And while I'm seeing this, I saw her. And I don't know how to explain who it is. It's a being I know. I don't know how else to explain it to you. I've never really considered it a different being. It's always been me. But it's not. It's kind of like it's me, but from a different dimension, a different time continuum. I don't know how to explain it. I can't say it's another person, but I can't say it's me because I'm not the one that went through those experiences. She did, not me. I was born and raised on planet Earth. I have two physical biological parents. I have been traumatized most of my life. You know, I'm a person, but that other person is also me. So I'm sitting here having a mental psychic conversation, a telepathic conversation with this other me from this other place. But I can't see her physically with my eyes. She just looks like a distortion of light. But in the mind's eye, this being, this person, has not really human features, but humanoid. It's more like the skin is liquid, but everything else is light. They still have hair, they have eyes, they have ears, kind of. They're like elf ears. There's not really a nose. I don't know. Maybe there is. I can't really tell. It's bright, but I can tell who it is. It's like a mirror. And she's telling me and showing me in images and not words. But the words are coming through like a story I'm reading. And what the story's been saying, and what I've been reading, and what I'm hearing and feeling, not audibly. But it might as well be. It's a story. It's like I'm reading a book of someone else. But the book turns into images, and this like a holographic interface over what I'm looking at now with my physical eyes. It's very weird. That's why I'm hoping this is recording, because I couldn't find the audio recorder on my phone. So what she shows me is the spinning galaxy wheel, like one of those fans you have in your garden, and the wind blows and they spin. The galaxy spinning, and then it's showing me, like, I'm seeing this. I'm saying it because it looks like I'm looking at a device, a book, and the book is showing me, but it's a book about this person. But this person is me from not this time. I don't know. Okay. This galaxy thing turns on its axis. It's like a calendar. It's a giant wheel. If you look at it from the top, it's like a galaxy. If you look at it from the side, it's like the Hadron Collider. I don't know how else to explain it. It's a torus field. And when it's on its axis, which I keep being shown H23, these 2 points from across, kind of like the zodiac wheel, so like the point of Sagittarius and Gemini, there's a big circle in between that, the zodiac wheel, right? So that's like the sun, the great central sun or whatever, of each galaxy. And then from each opposing side of the galaxy, during a certain point in time and space where the movements are occurring, it's a direct line from that reality to this reality, from that universe or solar system to this one, from that part of the galaxy to this one, or from this one to that one. And then I'm being shown gateways, physical structures, things with markings of elemental components, alchemical symbols, runes, places like Stonehenge and different places all over the world suddenly lighting up, and there's like threads connecting everywhere to all the stars. And it's like the entire solar system kind of tries to pull itself together. I don't know how to explain this. I'm seeing it. And the next thing that I'm seeing in this image is those noodle sifters when you're boiling noodles and you like lift the noodles up, but they have the hooks to hold the noodle, but the water drips out. I'm seeing that go through the galaxy and pull out something, but the rest falls down. But where it's falling down, something is rising up and merging with what's falling down. It's the image I'm being shown to explain this to you as now is something being boiled in water, and the water and the noodles are being pulled out, and the water and the noodles that are like broken or right at the edge, they fall off and back into the water, and they can continue to boil. But the other noodles, they get removed and they get put into the pasta dish. And the way it's being worded in this book, the TLDR version, is that the vibrational shift alters because it connects with the other side of the galaxy, which means the baseline negative vibrations in this world get elevated to a higher standard. Morals awaken in a way. So people who are less than a certain frequency point get kind of tossed back into the boiling water. I don't know how else to explain that. It sounds really harsh. Like those noodles fall back in. And it's just a natural rhythm of the solar system. It's kind of like, or the universe itself. It's a internal mechanism that cleans itself. So the future point, where to us it's foresight, connects with their past, which is hindsight to them. And there's a connection stream that happens with the psychics, so to speak. And then those messages are transferred. It's kind of like the wheels of a clock ticking, and then once they hit a certain time, it's, that time. It's 11 o'clock or it's 10 o'clock. Well, at that time, the alarm goes off that something has to happen. It's time to clean the oven, or it's time to take out the garbage, or it's time to take the oven out, or the cake out of the oven. Well, at this point in the calendar, the time is that the vibrational frequency shifts. It's almost like how do I explain this? You know how we're in the stage called Kali Yuga. Well, to them, they're at the end of their cycle too. Just like we're at the end of this cycle, but theirs isn't the Kali Yuga. They're still moving up. They already went through theirs. We are their previous Kali Yuga cycle. So they're basically mathematically 26 to 42,000 years ahead of where we are now in 2022. So gods know what they have in regards to technology over there, or even what they use, or if they need to. But the message that I keep seeing is 8/23 to April 2023. And then I keep seeing the noodles being lifted out, and the message she keeps showing me and sending me emotionally is so heartbreaking. It feels like I want to. It's kind of like if this change occurs and there's more noodles out of the pot, the reality that they're from, that I'm getting this message from, that future civilization or whatever she is, they are, whatever, they won't exist anymore. So if we change our path towards the better, we create a whole different probability of future timelines that occur, that are infinitely better than what's already happened within this infinity loop that we've been in. But it's at the cost of that reality that we never get to experience because we didn't make the same bad choices they did. Which means we have to make better choices instead of waiting to make them, because otherwise it'll be automatically done, and then we won't even know what we lost. We won't know the sacrifices, we won't know who existed, our future ancestors that never get to be ancestors, our future descendants that never get to be descended from us. They don't get to exist, but they're making a sacrifice from where they are so that we, them, have a better future perpetually. Not just for one or two generations, but for entire cycles of the galaxy's rhythm. It's really heavy what I've been reading, and I've been wanting to cry for a very long time. And I'm surprised I haven't, because I've been so intently reading this book I'm being shown. The timeline that they experienced was one where by August 23rd, 2022, the planet was cracked apart. Something was done with some kind of multiple, not just one, but multiple embedded colliders within the Earth's surface. And when they were activated, the Earth broke apart. But while it was broken apart, it shattered the rhythm of the rest of the solar system. So it threw this entire system out of balance. And what happened to their timeline is their galaxy merged with another one. And nothing was the same ever again. Nothing. And it all happened for them within the next month. So I don't know what you people are planning on this planet, but I hope the right ears hear this and do something good about it. Because this does not feel like a joke to me. I don't even want to be posting a video right now. I don't even know if this is going to post. I don't even know if you can hear me. But how she looks when she's telling me this, I can't not make this video. And what else? Something about Charlie. I don't know if that's wins or winters or winners, whiners. I don't know. It sounds like woo, woo, I don't know what that is. But Charlie is very clear. And I know I've heard that name before. And there's another thing I'm supposed to be telling a lot of you guys. There's been a lot of walk-in experiences occurring, and a lot of you have been wondering that, are you this person or that person? You're kind of both. A lot of you have been getting these messages from future timeline versions of yourself that you haven't been heeding. Some of you have been thinking, you're multiple people in one body, or that you have schizophrenia, or that, you need to change your body somehow because you don't look right anymore, or you don't feel right. Well, it's because the future version of you, doesn't have ears the way you do. It doesn't have the same genitals you do. It doesn't have the same chest that you do. You're still you, but you're also that you. So when they're sending you messages in this you, it confuses you. And I'm hesitating to use labels to describe this, but I'm certain some of you know what I'm talking about. You guys do things that don't really seem like you, and then you feel like, why did I do that? And then you have this mental conversation with somebody. Some of you do this. Well, the part of you that knows, does one thing and knows better, and then does another thing and knows better too. Those are you. They're just variations of you. And I think what's already happened in their timeline is because whenever I go into the astral, I see it. These broken apart pieces of land connected together by remnants of nature. And people trying to connect things and bring things up again. It's like they're weaving a net. I think a lot of people are wasting their time doing a lot of things that they don't need to be doing, when the way through this is just to be simple humans, like the Garden of Eden was intended to be. Their civilization, like, I'm looking through that book, and they've been going through so much, just trying to get back to some kind of peaceful existence, and they did it for thousands of years. And when they finally figured it out, it was just the simplest thing that was right in front of them the entire time. Violence. Secrets. They treated each other like they weren't family. So much so that they became different species within the same species. It wasn't just about skin color anymore, it was about everything. I think that's what some of you call service to self timeline, which is just another confusing thing, because you have to be in service to yourself to be in service to others. There's so much I need to tell you. The only thing that matters is that you're genuine to your moral compass. Each and every person. Regardless of what happens, or if nothing happens, be good with you. And please begin as a species to recognize the absurdity of fear. Look at everything that scares you and Pretend it's your grandpa toying with you. Pretend it's a prank. Break the boundary of belief that you've placed around yourself, that evil has any hold. It's only there to show you what you don't like. It's an energy, it's a vibration, it's a thread. Control it. You have dominion over it. You know some part of you deep down inside, regardless of what spectrum of fear it is. Whether it's you talking bad about yourself, or you allowing negative emotions in your body, or you thinking fearful thoughts or imaginings. Some aspect of you is choosing it. Now go deep inside and hug that aspect of you, because it's been wanting your affection for a very long time. Do not be afraid of fear, because it's only testing to see if you're worthy to lead yourself. It's your trusted guardian. Trust it. Don't obey it. There's always going to be hope. The simple fact that a civilization from 26 to 42,000 years from now is communicating with its past self, willing to sacrifice itself. To me, as a person, is enough to show me, hey, maybe there's hope. Eventually. So I'm pleading with the gods. Please let people who need to hear this hear this. The ones that matter and can make a difference, so that they can influence the ones who think they don't matter. The ones who already have their life rafts on, and the ones who want to hear it and cause a ripple to go through all. Please be nice to each other. Pretty please. It's really not that much to ask, especially considering the infinity and immortality of your souls. Eventually, you're going to have to grow up and be better creator beings. And eventually, you're going to do it. And when you do, you're happier that you did it. So can you please start now? And if you think you've done it, try harder. And those of you who keep claiming to your victimization, my loves, there is trauma beyond what you can even comprehend. It is not to diminish your pain. It is to remind you that there are others that are suffering like you. Are you selfish in your suffering? There are others that need you. Even if you're a mess. There is a tree outside that is lonely, and nobody pays attention to it because the species forgot nature is alive. There are bees that come to talk to you that you ignore because you think they're insects. There's a neighbor that hasn't had anybody talking to them for over a month. There are people that think they need to steal. There are people going hungry. There are people sick in hospitals. There are people dying that have nobody visiting them. There are people secretly hiding their diseases because they're afraid. There are people secretly hiding their genders because they're afraid. There are people who think they're not their genders because they're confused about their psychic gifts. There are people who think they're helping, but they're hurting. There are people who are hurting, but they're actually helping. And then there's a whole group of other people who are in the background pulling on the strings. And they're all God. Simplify your life. You know, whoever you are, where you are right now is cluttered energetically, which is why you've created a cocoon for yourself called a comfort zone. That comfort zone is rampant across the entire species. Think of it like a flower that is pulling in its petals at night, and during the day it blossoms. Well, within the next 3 days, you're going to be seeing a very bright light. Next 3 days to 3 weeks to 4 weeks, August 23rd. You're going to be seeing a very bright light. The light's going to change. I don't know what's going to happen, but I know it is. And the letters I keep seeing in my mind, this like piece of paper, I keep seeing the word peace and the paper being shaken, but the word peace is remaining stable. Peace, be still. All things work together for our good. So the next time any of you want to go kaiju or half-ass mad or whatever your new words are, just breathe. Remember, in some others variation of this, we get through whatever it is. Whatever they're saying is going on, whoever is doing whatever, personal or global. This too shall pass. But it can pass right now. Choose it. Yeah, I know. Some of you have that bully in your head. It's okay. That bully is your friend too. Every bully in every TV show and every movie gets their mind changed. Why would yours be any different? What is that quote about destroying enemies by making them your friends? I don't know what it was. Have I not destroyed all of my enemies by making them my friends? Don't be part of the problem. Be the solution. You're not who you're waiting for because you were told to wait for somebody. No one's coming, and they never left. It was a trick. It was a mind fuck. Like, you're where you are. Just choose better. I'm seeing a flower that's white and it's about to release color into itself. And your behavior, your mood, your mind, your imaginings, how humble you are, how honest you are with how you feel, your moral compass, your moral actions, whatever they are to you. You don't have to be a quote unquote good person, but are you morally you? I mean, if you're an asshole and you enjoy being an asshole, okay, but do you go around purposefully shitting on people, or are you an asshole when people are being an asshole to you and you're like, hey, step off? There's a difference. Can somebody bring you over to hang out with their grandparents and leave you alone with their grandparents without worrying? Can someone leave their child with you for an hour without worrying? Have you bought groceries for anybody in the last month? Have you gotten yourself flowers ever? It's these simple things. Everybody thinks it's all these, holding up rallies and changing this or changing that. No, it's right now where you are. What's the nicest thing you can do for yourself and the person next to you? Now work outwards.